Learning Scripture, Knowing Christ. Welcome to the #One Fear podcast. Hey everyone, welcome back to the #One Fear podcast. And we're talking about whether or not we should change the title of the podcast to No Pants Podcast.
Might get some interesting listeners.
Yeah, no, because we're thinking like we're starting to do video now. This is how many, like 5, 6, 7? I don't even know how many videos that we've done so far.
4?
No,
this might be our 5th.
Yeah, because there's some that haven't been released yet. But anyway, it's like video. Well, now we can't be in our PJs when we get up in the morning and record, because we normally record on Friday mornings, and because we both have the day off, and or Saturday.
Yeah.
But now that we have video, it's like we actually have to be presentable.
Sure.
I'm like, do I have any sleep in my eyes?
We should let Gemma do our makeup.
Oh God! Oh.
Our makeup
Did you ever
artist.
see those? Yeah, you ever see those movies where they like, well, not even movies, but people that take like the Mona Lisa and they do wacky, wild things.
Yeah,
that's our makeup artist.
We should just let us be her test dummies.
And dummies, it would be us if we let her.
It would be fun though.
Right before I get in the shower, but. I guess that's a good segue to introduce what we're talking about. And I think we've done an episode on humility before, if memory serves right. But I feel like I think it had to have been a while ago.
Yeah, because I don't even remember what we talked about.
I don't either. Should probably go back and listen to it. But
it might not have been an entire episode on just.
No, it was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I looked it up. I just didn't listen to or go back and I think it was on humility or something like that, but we're talking about on being humble or on false humility. Like what are the characteristics of being humble versus maybe we won't even talk about like the comparison, but you know, there's certain signs where it's like, oh, they're such a humble person, but is a person really humble if they have to like broadcast that? Like, how do you be humble and be recognized as humble without like making it a point to show? Because that's to me isn't really humble.
Well, no, because wouldn't that, if you are actually trying to make it known, isn't that the verse that's, you know, don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing? Like, I'm not going to go and give money to a bunch of people and then tell people, look how amazing I am because I gave money to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I would say the people that I know are humble are the ones who do things, they do them well. Because, I mean, they do them in confidence, which to me is them knowing they can do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, you know, they don't say anything. As in, like, it's one thing if they go, oh, hey, I went and did this project, but, like, there's no, like, hype around it. It's just going and doing what needs to be done. It's like,
hey, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, I had such a great time, like, helping the poor, you know, like.
Yeah. It's like, it's finding a fine line, though, between, like, yeah, it's exciting. Like, you want to talk about what you did.
Especially if it's like, I'm telling you this in comparison to what you did was less.
Yeah. Now, if it's just legitimately, like, our kid went on a missions trip, I'm excited to hear what they did.
Yeah.
Like, but as long as it's not a look at all of the things I do.
Yeah. And I think there's another side to it where, like we're going to look at Galatians chapter 6, brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. And it's like, there's a sense of humility that we need, of humbleness, because and I think in two different ways. Like one, it's like, it's nerve-wracking. It's humbling to be like, you should be scared a little bit, like have a little bit of fear in doing that, because gently or not, you know, it could cause even more issues. You know, you could lose a lot. Or on the flip side, just the fact that like, well, you better not call somebody out and name yourself the hypocrite. you know?
Yeah.
So that's a couple things that we're going to look at. And, what is the nature of humility and in comparison to false humility? If we do the comparison, we'll see.
Okay.
Because, that's not really the point, and neither is like, we'll do an episode some other time about calling out people. I think we've hit that pretty well. So I don't know
That
if we'll
horse
do
is
that.
dead.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to keep being.
There's been many horses that have been.
And why are they always horses? I don't
I don't know, the poor things.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, never mind. Let's. All right. So without any further ado, here we go.
I was counting.
Okay.
And you
hang
said
on.
go, and in my head I was gonna say go after you said go.
All right, hang on. We'll do it again. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Without any further. On my lead.
Look,
you ready?
listen, I'm humble.
We're
horrible
raw.
at this.
We are so raw. Anyway, without any further ado, here we go. So, being humble. All right. It first starts with an accurate depiction of yourself. So there's always someone that's like, I need to be humble. So this great thing that I'm good at, I have to like show that I have to pretend that I'm really not. You know what I mean?
It's cliche, but I do like the saying, the humility is not thinking less of yourself, but it's thinking about yourself less. Because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people with like the humble or false humility think it means like I have to demean myself and make like I'm not good at anything. And
yeah, and really when you say that kind of thing, you're lying.
Yeah.
And the Bible says don't lie.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not lie.
Yeah.
But you need an accurate depiction of yourself. And if you are great at something, you don't need to flaunt it, but you accept it.
And do it,
do
it confidently, not arrogantly. Do it confidently because you know what you're doing.
Because, if someone recognizes that in you, maybe they'll be like, hey, I know this guy he's really good at this or that. And I see him as dependable. So let's ask him.
Yeah.
Let's have him take the job,
Yeah.
But it's also, you can't be like subpar and say like, oh, I'm so good at this.
Yeah. And
Yeah. It's like, no, there's better people out there that are better qualified for what you're trying to do.
Yeah. And I think that there are people that can fall on two different sides when it comes to false humility. I think can be masked pride, or it can be legitimately somebody who just has a hard time thinking well of themselves.
Yeah.
But like, I'll give an example without names, but like somebody who does something.
She's talking about me.
Yeah, no. And make sure that they tell everybody who they ever come in contact with how amazing they are at this thing, and they've done these amazing things, and they'll make sure everything is done right. And then they're fired for being terrible at it. And it is a pride comes before the fall. But I'm like right there, if you're actually really good at it, you just go and do it. You don't have to tell every single person you come in contact with a whole long story about why you are amazing at it.
Yeah.
And like, now it's one thing if somebody comes to you and says, hey, are you able to do this? You can go, yeah, I can do that. That's different than saying I can do all of these things.
Yeah.
Or you could say, I'm probably not the best at it, but I would gladly give it a try or be willing to learn.
Yeah.
Those are very different. Anyway.
Very, yeah. Another aspect of humility, being humble, and perhaps we'll talk about false humility on this one, is the proper perspective of ourselves in relation to other people and to God, in reality, because a lot of us have, I don't know why they call it a Messiah complex. I really don't, because it's like, if you have like this God complex or something, that's like, no, like,
Yeah.
just call it what it is, narcissism. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm assuming it's called that because it's somebody who thinks that they're there to rescue everything and
they're
save
so
everything.
great at it. But it's really not humble to think of ourselves and neglect others.
Yeah.
Like we've said already, like if there's something that you're good at, why withhold it? So if you're not going to withhold it, then who are you doing it for? And a lot of the times, like, I mean, there's certain things like I'm doing this for myself. I need to get away and just like pick up my guitar. I need to go out and play soccer. You know, I'm not the best at it, but that's just, you know, those are those moments. But when it comes to all this other stuff that like God has gifted us with certain things, why would we ever believe or think that God gave it to us solely for the fact that it fulfills ourselves?
Yeah.
Rather than God gifting us for other people and for worshiping him.
Yeah.
You know? And it's also not humble to neglect need for God. It's like, oh, I'm so good at this that it's like you forget that you still need God.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Anything to add to that one?
The first part that you were sharing about when we're doing stuff for others, it needs to be because of them and not some kind of self-fulfillment. It reminds me of a Friends episode, but it fits it perfectly because it comes down to Joey and Phoebe talking about selfless acts and how he said there's no such thing as a truly, fully selfless act. And so she tries to prove him wrong by like, she donates money that she really doesn't have, or she does this thing that's like, and it's not actually like the easiest thing for her to do. And he's like, did you feel good about it? She goes, yeah. Then it wasn't selfless. And like, okay, so he points these things, but it's basically obviously, usually if you do something and you're like, that really helps somebody, hopefully you feel good about it. Yeah. But like, that shouldn't be I will feel great and have done great things if I do this thing. It just should be, I'm doing this. It helped them. And so I feel good because I helped them. But that episode just cracks me up because that's like the whole thing it's about.
Yeah. So when it comes to humility, check ourselves on like, what's the relationship between us and other people and us with God, you know, that, or, you know, what's the trifecta between us, God, and others, you know, when it comes to humility.
Spider-Man. What? You said the trifecta, so I was just the
point. Yeah, they're pointing at each other. Yeah. Okay. I didn't catch that. You just spread your arms like Batman and you're like Spider-Man. Like, you got your superheroes mixed up there.
Listen.
All right. So when we are humble, I believe that there's a sense of joy with that because like, I'll just go to James. Yeah, I'm just going to read it. So James 1, verse 2 and on reads, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." So, you know, what does that have to do with humility? What is joy? What connection does joy have with that? Well, sometimes when it comes to trials, that kind of stuff, how do we feel joy in the midst of trials? I'm convinced it starts with humility, because, well, if you could go through a trial, easy peasy, you don't need help from God, you don't need help from others, you can do it all by yourself.
It's not a trial.
If it is a trial and you are still trying to get through it, and whether or not you get through it on your own or not, there's no joy in that. So being humble and saying, "Hey, I need God. Hey, I need help. Can you do this with me? This perseverance thing, I'm not doing it well. So I need help." That's where the joy steps in, because it's a beautiful thing. It's like an orchestra where it's like you can listen to one instrument and it's kind of like like the piccolo, like, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like you wait for the whole song and then it's your part. It's like, but that's the only part that you hear. The whole orchestra is horrible then. You know, whatever song they're playing is just
Or the
abysmal.
one dude with the cymbal
With
at the very
yeah,
end.
it's like, or the little triangle, like ding,
Yeah.
ding, yeah. Put it all together though, it's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing.
Do you think the joy in those aspects, though, too, can be how your trial and however you allow God to use it can help others, and in that there can be joy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first couple words there in James 1:2, consider it pure joy. What do we do
Yeah.
when we consider? Like, we're thinking about it. Like, hey,
Yeah.
what are my options? Weigh the, you know, what would be consequential if I do this?
Yeah.
You know, what would the outcome be? And then consider it pure joy. It's unadulterated. It's not.
Yeah.
It's pure. It's like I don't know how else to explain it. Like there's no additives to it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to explain it any better.
Have any additives in it?
Yeah, it's contaminated.
It's all
That's-
additives.
yeah. Or on signs, it's contaminated. Yeah,
It's
and
not
it's like
contaminated.
so. If it's pure joy, there's not going to be anything added to it.
Yeah.
You know, keep it with God. Keep it with that perseverance that we have with each other. You know, let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. So when it comes to being humble and there's joy involved with this humility, if the outcome is not maturity and mature and complete, the perseverance and not lacking anything, was it actual real humility then? Because it's like, oh yeah, I feel good about this outcome. That's great. Well, you haven't grown from it. You know, I'm convinced too that trials are something that, like, when it comes to humility, the outcome should be, hey, this is what I learned, and I am never going to do that again. Or
If
you know
it's
what?
from choices you made.
Yeah.
But
And it's or the flip side, it's like I will always make sure that I do that because someone did that for me.
also, I think humility can come into play. I think it's Elizabeth Elliot who says something about it, but it's more like when trials come your way, instead of saying, "Why me, God?" you should be saying, "Why not me?" Like, none of us are exempt from it, and so often we're always going, "Well, why is this happening to me?"
Yeah.
Because we're human and we live in a fallen world.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, and we all, I think, go through that. At some point, that might be something that crosses your mind, but then you stop and go, there are worse things going on. And not that diminishes what you're going through, but there should never be like, well, why is it always me, or why me and not this person? It's just
Probably because you don't know what they are going through as well.
and you don't know how God's going to use whatever it is you're going through unless you let him. And when we fight it, I think a lot of times we miss what we could be getting.
Yeah. So the next one,
Oh boy.
anytime you have stuff on the notes, so whenever you want
I
to,
just have Bible verses at the end.
well, if you want to interject them anytime, you can. So the next one, I like this one. This is fun
Oh boy.
because you know me. I'm a fighter, and when it comes to justice, it has got to be done with heartache. Like if you're going to bring something to the table and like, hey, this is wrong, and like what we were saying earlier with Galatians 6:1, like if you caught somebody in sin, that takes a lot of humility. Like you should be scared about it. Like what I said earlier. This justice is kind of like, it should break your heart that things are going wrong.
Yeah.
That things are, and it's not primarily because obviously, like, people get angry when things of injustice. But if the primary thrust is out of anger, then no, it's not going to be real justice and it's not humility.
Yeah.
If it is with heartache, if that's the main thrust, yes, anger will come about too. You should be angry about injustice. But usually a lot of injustice that people are angry about really isn't injustice. It's just, I didn't get what I wanted.
Yeah.
And that's why they're angry. But if it comes with heartache, that's just like, I'm broken because this is happening, whether it's happening to you or not, like that should bring some sort of heartache. Amos chapter 5, verse 10, some hate the, was that you or the cat?
The cat.
Was it the cat? Oh, there you are. Amos 5, verse 10, some hate the one who upholds justice in court and detest the one who tells the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
So where does humility come in? It's like, well, if you're going to hate that kind of thing, you might be first of all, you might be part of the problem. But second of all, that should put us in this place where if we are going to speak the truth, and if we have that place of authority where we are to uphold justice and with, keep the law in check, people in line with it, then it should bring some heartache. Yeah. And if it's not, then are we really truly being humble in the face of that? Now, we may not always be in a place where we are involved with that. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like, well, that's way out of my league. I have nothing I could bring to the table that can do anything about this. So, that to me is upsetting, but whatever. It's kind of like when you have something that you could bring to the table.
Yeah.
Are you actually going to bring it in humility, or are you going to withhold it because of people being upset with you because, well, we don't like the justice in the courts and we don't like when people tell the truth. We want people to say the things that, cover this up and cover that up.
Yeah.
We want to brush it under the carpet.
Yeah.
And true humility is going to say, no, we're going to work through this.
Yeah.
False humility is we're going to ignore it and look, nothing's wrong because things are still going the way that they are. It hasn't, the old adage, when the crap hits the fan.
Yeah.
The crap's still in the air. It just hasn't hit the fan yet. Like where are we going to stop it?
Yeah.
Did you have anything?
No, I'm just kind of, yes, but I was just thinking about truth and how there's times where some people can take that too far and apply subjective truth to being, but it's truth, so I have to say it. And it's in things such as them not being humble and thinking that their opinion about somebody or something needs to be said because it's truth. I was just thinking on like a very small level of, okay, maybe you don't like what somebody's wearing and you think, but it would be more hurtful if I didn't tell them that they don't look good because then they go out. But what if it's your opinion that they don't look good?
Yeah.
And I do this with Soph, but there are times I'm like, glad you have your own style, but please don't wear that in public. But it doesn't mean that my opinion's the end all. And so I think that there's the big truths. We should always be speaking the gospel. We should always be speaking those kind of truths. But there are people that are just, I don't know, truth warriors that batter people with every.
It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if it was like a PBS thing or an ABC. Back in the 80s or 90s, maybe you don't even remember because you're so young. And it was knowledge is power, and it has like this shooting star coming across the screen. I forget what it was.
Reading Rainbow?
No, okay. I don't remember what it was. I just vaguely remember a message before the program started back up, like knowledge is power, and they'd share like, hey, did you know? And I think we really take it to heart. Yeah, I have this knowledge. I know the truth. So therefore, I'm the one that's in power. Whereas if you do know the truth, you should bring it humbly, if at all, you know? I mean, just because you have the power to do something doesn't mean that you need to go guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
You know, go pea shooter a-blazing if you need to, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody needs to drop a new, like, oh, truth bomb, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
yeah, thanks. You just destroyed everything in the vicinity because of that. Use your pea shooter, please.
Yeah. Like, I will never advocate for people who are like, I don't think that person was ready to hear the gospel. That's not for you to decide. That's for the Holy Spirit to decide what he does with that word. Because who are you to know when that person's last breath is? So you could go, I don't think they're ready to hear it, but it's actually based on you being afraid, and that person gets hit by a bus.
Yeah.
And like, that's not me but like, you don't know. So why would we be the ones who think that we're too important to make those decisions?
Yeah.
Like,
so justice, it needs to be done with heartache. And that is a sign of humility. It's not like we said, guns blazing and stuff like that. That's false humility. True humility when it comes to justice is done with heartache. All right. And then sometimes compliance feels safer than conflict. And that is not good. All right. Going back to the Galatians passage, brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently, but watch yourselves, or you also may be tempted. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. If anyone thinks they are something when they are not, they deceive themselves. Each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone, without comparing themselves to someone else. For everyone should carry their own load. Nevertheless, the one who receives instruction in the word should share all good things with their instructor. So compliance feels safer than conflict. Like, you know what? I got to help them. I just got to do it. You know, like,
yeah,
they need that help because I mean, after all, the Bible says, carry each other's burdens. What it doesn't say though, is do everything for them because they just can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, like there's, the humble are not codependent, but will recognize need for help. Yeah. And they'll accept it as like bearing a burden. Like, hey, I'll help you carry this until we get to that point, and then here it's yours. You know, I think of like hiking. It's like some people, man, you gotta carry all the pots and pans.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes you gotta trade off because that pack is a lot heavier, and you do that, but you keep on going together, and then when you get to a certain point, it's someone else's turn. You know,
it's Sam and Frodo.
I can't carry the ring, but I'll carry you.
Says, I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you.
Yeah. All right. So we're not placing the whole burden on another person. We're not going to take the whole burden.
Yeah.
You know, we really shouldn't.
Okay. So the girls and I rewatched Encanto the other day, and there's like always themes that are there, and that like, I'm watching it going, I know I thought about this theme before, but it hit very different this time.
Mm-hmm.
But I will always love the end one where it's lay down your load, we're only down the road. And like they all come and they said, we have no gifts, but we are many, and we'll do anything for you. But it's that kind of community. Like, you guys don't have to bear this thing alone.
Yeah.
Call on us. We're down the road, because they were bearing everything because they were the gifted ones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know it's a Disney movie, but it's deep.
There are so many horrible things in Disney movies, but there are so many great themes like that, like biblical themes in them. Yeah. So also each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. I mean, we've already hit on that a little bit, but being that compliance feels safer than conflict, it's like, well, yeah, see, I'm good with this. I'm not going to take anything else though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to like, so I really think that Paul is putting this balance in check here where it's like, yeah, carry each other's burdens, but you know what? You really got to do things yourself. And what's the outcome? Then you can actually take pride in yourself. You can't say, hey, somebody else did that for me, so therefore I succeed in all the things that they did. You know? It's kind of like Lord Farquaad
Yeah.
in Shrek,
But
where
it
he's
is a
like,
sacrifice
"Is that I am willing to.
to make.
Some of you may die."
Sorry, there was something there. Continue.
Okay. So, and then verse 6, nevertheless, the one who receives instruction in the word should share all good things with their instructor. So here's actually what is going on. When someone is bearing a burden for someone, and then they're able to bear that burden on their own, and they are able to take pride. So this instructor is the one like, hey, let's carry this together. I'm going to guide you through this. I'm going to teach you how to get through this, whatever it may be. And then they do it. The outcome should be then, hey, you taught me this. I applaud you for it. Like, this is something that because of you, I was able to succeed because you listened to God, because you followed the Spirit's promptings to smack me upside the head.
Yeah.
This is the outcome. So share with those instructors all those things that are good. I don't think the mics are picking up the dog going crazy
hopefully.
down there. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to tie this in because I think it does tie in. No, I was like thinking of just humbleness and stuff in a work or life setting, I guess. Of it can be very easy to
day in, day out. Yeah.
It can be very easy to, well, I have this job, and so it is better than you. And it is, there are different things. There are definitely certain things that affect more things than other things. So it's not me saying that everybody's jobs are equal. It is that the people should be treated the same. You should not be a CEO who will not make eye contact with the cleaning person because you think you are better. Because then I would tell that cleaning person, quit and let the CEO see what happens to his building and his company without somebody there to clean up after all of them.
Yeah.
And so it is really a measure. Like, I look at somebody and go, however you treat the garbage guy, whoever it is that is lower than you, whether that's in life, like financially, whatever it is, however you treat them shows your character, not theirs. And so that's where, like, the humbleness part is like, you should never personally feel that you are in a place that you are better than other people and should be treated better. You shouldn't be getting preferential treatment because I make money and I pay people off to get what I want.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, scripture does talk about that too. Like,
oh yeah,
there shouldn't be like a favoritism at the table of,
oh my goodness, read through Amos.
Yeah.
Like the whole book.
Yeah. And so, like, humble. And then I think that then there's people that take on a false humility, but not a prideful one, but more of they've always been told that their position in life or what they're doing is less than. So it becomes I'm not that good at what I do. And
that doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yes, there's obviously jobs that are just jobs. They are jobs that give somebody paycheck though. So, like, maybe in the grand scheme of life, that job will never be remembered as something important other than it provided income for a family to get food and pay their bills. And that should never be looked down upon as something less than the person who went to 8 years of college and has a 7-figure paycheck.
Yeah.
And she's doing it
I really
again.
hope that's getting picked up on the mic so everybody understands why we're like, why are they all of a sudden, why are they screaming?
Well,
Our podcast cat is over on the banister licking away.
Yeah.
And
So to bring all of that into what I had Romans 12:3-8, which we kind of have talked hit on this whole topic
and it's very
already,
similar
but
to the Galatians
one,
passage too.
It's for by the grace given me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourselves more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourselves with sober judgment in accordance with the faith God has distributed to each of you. For just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we, though many, form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it is serving, then serve. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is to encourage, then give encouragement. If it is giving, then give generously. If it is to lead, do it diligently. If it is to show mercy, do it cheerfully. So once again, notice like none of those were them expecting that all to be one person.
Yeah.
And I think that's why everybody is gifted differently, because you throw everything onto one person, isn't like the jack of all trades, but master of none, because one person really can't bear all of those things.
That's too much. Yeah. I think that really the only person that could do that is Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't it more beautiful when people come together to function?
So therefore, you're not Jesus. Don't do it. So yeah. The word sober judgment.
Yeah.
Is that verse 3? Yeah, verse 3. That it's not distorted and it's also not diluted. That's the kind of sober judgment that it like when it comes to I'm going to make a judgment call on this, or this is how I understand it. It's not distorted by like a presupposition or anything. It's not diluted because for reasons like, well, we'll just ignore that because maybe there's like a legitimate reason why.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. It's not distorted and it's not diluted. So therefore, hey, they did this. Here they need to reap the consequences of that. Or, hey, they did this. They need to reap the consequences for that because they did a great thing. So therefore, they should have a great reception to it.
Yeah.
So humility, I think also would be like, let's do that then.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, I'm just ignoring things. I'm not going to worry about it. So, if you guys have any ideas, thoughts, stories, or whatever, let us know on humility. Like, we don't need to hear the ones where it's like, they were humbled. Like we want to see and hear where God has infiltrated a situation and he got the glory out of it.
Yeah.
When it comes to being humble or, I think humility would be like, don't tell somebody else's story, tell your own about getting humble. Yeah. Let us know. Email us at onefear2021 at gmail.com. Sorry. And tell us your stories. Give us your feedback. If you find us on Facebook, share and all that. Join our group page, whatever. On YouTube, share, like, and subscribe if you can, if you will. And I assume podcasts, whatever one that you already are listening to, just subscribe. And share it and let word out. Anything else you got?
Stay humble, my dudes.
Yeah, humbly share too. My dudes. Thanks for listening, everyone, and per the usual, live such good lives.